Do you want to help solve a cold case? If you do, we have some exciting news. We are teaming up with a very well-known DNA and genetic genealogy company to solve a cold case. In a few weeks, we'll release a video with more details about the case we'll help solve. We'll be doing this through YouTube memberships. Half the money we receive will go to funding DNA testing and genetic genealogy, which will hopefully help solve the cold case. We have 2 membership levels, and both will help solve the cold case. But you'll also get more perks with your membership. With our lowest membership, you'll get loyalty badges, exclusive emojis, early access to videos, and a 15% discount on merchandise. With a higher membership, you'll get all those perks, plus an extra 10% off merch, an exclusive members-only video every month, and you'll be able to vote on the video's topic. But we think the most important aspect of the membership is to help solve the cold case. Once the case is solved, we'll do a video about it, and, with your permission, we'll have your name or username appear in the credits. This is your chance to change from a passive observer to an active participant in solving a murder. With your help, we hope to bring a killer to justice and give a family some closure. Not only will you help solve a cold case, but you'll also be supporting this channel as well. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please keep an eye out for a video about what crime will help solve. In the meantime, if you're interested in membership, please sign up so you can get early access to videos, the exclusive members-only videos, and other perks. Once again, thanks for watching. Number 3. The Stoneworks of Asuka. On a hill in the village of Asuka, Nara, Japan, are some strange stone carvings. Some stones have been carved to resemble humans, and others look like animals. The most impressive stone is called Masuda no Afunwe, or in English, the rock ship of Masuda. It's an 800-ton statue, carved from a single piece of granite. It's 46 feet long, 26 feet wide, and 15.5 feet tall. For some perspective, the website, Earthly Mission, describes it as the size of a luxury tour bus. It's believed to have been carved with chisels during the Kofun period, which was from 300 to 538 CE. What's especially impressive is that granite is difficult to carve with, even with modern tools. On the outside of the sculpture, there's a square grid pattern. Some people believe it looks like scales. The top was flattened, and there are 2 21.5 square foot holes. The space between the holes has also been carved down. Many people believe the statue looks like a boat. Others think it looks like a UFO that has crashed into the side of the hill. No one is sure what the statue means or what it was used for. It's unlike any other ancient carving in Japan. One thing that is known is that it has nothing to do with Buddhism. It looks nothing like other Buddhist artwork. It most likely predates the spread of Buddhism in Japan. Theories include it being a tomb or used in death rituals for royalty. Other possibilities include that it has some astrological significance or is connected to the Japanese lunar calendar. Another theory is that it was linked to a lake that used to be in the area. Of course, some believe UFOs inspired it. The theory is that the rock was sculpted to memorialize the visitation from a UFO hundreds of years ago. But no one is sure why the rock ship of Masuda was carved, or what it was used for. Number 2. The Veyre-Monton Megalith. Veyre-Monton is a commune in central France. In 2019, there were plans to expand a nearby highway. First, an archaeological search was done to ensure the construction wouldn't destroy any buried history. They found something remarkable. Over about 4 acres, they uncovered a megalith site that could be about 6,000 years old. It was the first megalith found in that area of France. There are 4 parts to the site. One is a straight line of stones called menhirs. Menhirs are large stones set in the ground. The menhirs run north and south for about 450 feet. The second arrangement is 5 large stones in a horseshoe shape. The third is 6 stones in a circle. All the stones are about 3 to 5 feet long. It appears that they all have been deliberately knocked over. It's believed it was done by a society who lived in the area afterward, or possibly by invaders who want to raise the society's monuments. The final part of the megalith is a large cairn, which is a pile of rocks used as a memorial or landmark. The cairn is about 52 feet long and 20 feet wide. It's believed that at least some of the stones are from fallen or broken menhirs. In the center of the cairn are bones of what is described as a tall man. We were unable to find out exactly how tall the man is. It's believed that the body was in a wooden coffin, but over the 6,000 years it disintegrated. Also, there is evidence that there have been rocks piled over the coffin. Like the other stones, it had been desecrated. They were taken down and put into a nearby pit. All but one of the rocks is basalt. The one that isn't is limestone. The limestone menhir is in the line of menhirs. The limestone has been sculpted. It's eroded over the 6 millenniums, but researchers say the sculpture is anthropomorphic. There are a pair of shoulders and breasts. There are also remnants of what appear to be forearms and an abdomen. To get these features, the entire surface needed to be carved. What's interesting is this type of statue is rare in France. Similar statues are commonly found south in the Mediterranean, but this one is quite different from those statues. On the National Institute of Preventative Archaeological Research website, it says, quote, "Its crude style and small, closely spaced breasts being more similar to the rare northern specimens found in Brittany and Switzerland," unquote. About 30 tons of stone were used to create the megalith. The stones used in the cairn were from a site that was a few miles away. However, the basalt stones, weighing less than a ton each, came from different regions. The researchers said that there are very few clues about the people who created the megalith or why they created it. Researchers believe that it was constructed between the Neolithic Age, which ended around 1700 BCE, and the Bronze Age, which started in 3300 BCE. They said they planned to carbon date the bones of the tall man. However, there have been no updates on the megalith in the 5 years since it was discovered. It remains as much of a mystery as the day it was found. Number 1. Göbekli Tepe. The earliest known human civilization is Mesopotamia. Mesopotamia was in West Asia, and today it's mostly Iran. It was also in parts of Turkey, Syria, and Kuwait. Societies formed in the area as early as 12,000 BCE, which is the start of the Neolithic period. Some of humankind's most important inventions came from Mesopotamia, including the wheel, cities, mathematics, writing, the map, sailing, and the concept of time, just to name a few. What was formerly Upper Mesopotamia, which is now southeast Turkey, is believed to be the oldest and one of the most impressive megaliths in the world, Göbekli Tepe, which is Turkish for Belly Hill. It is believed to be at least 11,000 years old, which is 6,000 years older than Stonehenge in England and 8,000 years older than the pyramids in Egypt. Parts of the megalith were discovered in the 1960s. However, researchers did not think they were significant. They thought it was a medieval cemetery. Then, in 1994, German archaeologist Klaus Schmidt was doing work in the area. He read a report written by the team in the 1960s. He became intrigued by the slabs of limestone on the hilltop and decided to explore the area himself. When he saw the hill, he didn't think it looked natural. It was as if it had been manufactured. So in 1995, Schmidt returned to the area, and him and his team started digging. The first thing they found was limestone pillars arranged in a circle. They determined the limestone was cut a few hundred yards away from the quarry. Smith's team has found at least 20 rock enclosures. Most of the enclosures are oval and have a sturdy wall. Many have T-shaped pillars in the center of them. The largest enclosure that has been uncovered is 65 feet across. In the center are two stones that are 18 feet tall and weigh 10 tons. In one enclosure, there are 8-ton pillars set into pedestals carved into the bedrock. Some of the pillars have been sculpted. For example, a pillar is carved to resemble a headless human body with folded hands and fox pelts in his belt. Others were sculpted to show animals. Snakes, birds, and foxes are the most common. Something that makes this even more impressive is that metal tools had not yet been invented. It was possible to cut and carve the limestone with technology at the time, but it would have taken a tremendous amount of work. Transporting the limestone would have also been possible using tree logs and rope, but it would have required a large workforce. The discovery of Göbekli Tepe has changed some ancient historians' understanding of the world. It's believed that agriculture kick-started civilization. They shared resources and had more free time compared to when they were hunters and gatherers. The extra time and shared resources allowed people to work on things like megaliths and temples. However, at Göbekli Tepe, they have found no evidence of domesticated animals, grains, or plants. All the animal bones that have been found were from wild animals. So it appears that the megalith was created by a group of people who were hunters and gatherers. This suggests that religion came before farming. Hundreds of people and a lot of time went into building the megalith. They would have also needed able-bodied people who normally helped and gathered food. So the megalith must have been very important for the people living in the area. Besides being used for religious reasons, it may have also been used for social purposes. One theory is that the megalith could have been a religious site for what Archaeology magazine described as a skull cult. In 2018, it was discovered that human skulls have been carved, altered, and hung up in the megalith. Another possibility is that it was created to worship the brightest star in the sky besides the sun, Sirius. It's believed that Sirius first appeared on the horizon around the time the megalith was built. Giulio Megli, an archaeoastronomer at the Polytechnic University Milan in Italy, said, quote, "I propose the temple was built to follow the birth of this star. You can imagine that the appearance of a new object in the sky could have even triggered a new religion," unquote. Of course, there are people who think that Göbekli Tepe is somehow connected to the extraterrestrial. There are a lot of theories surrounding the world's oldest known megalith. At the time of this recording, only 6 of the at least 20 enclosures have been uncovered. So more mysteries may still be found at Göbekli Tepe. Thank you so much for watching this video. We hope you found it interesting. If you did find it interesting, please make sure you subscribe. We'll have a new video about the paranormal every week. If you just discovered this channel, please make sure you check out our other channel, Criminally Listed. We have over 325 videos featuring bizarre but true crime stories. You can find it at youtube.com/criminallylisted. We also have a podcast about cold cases that were eventually solved called Criminally Listed Presents Into the Killing. You can find it on Stitcher, Spotify, Amazon Music, and anywhere you find great podcasts. But that's all for today. Thanks again for watching.